Hello everybody and welcome back. So in today's video I'm just going to be showing you how I'm going to prevent spamming in my forms and by ensuring that all of the data is valid and also filled in. So I'm going to open up the English in another tab, and this is basically the Swahili kind of information and input, and as you can see everything is coded and it looks very good and beautiful, but there is actually a few backend codes that I really need to work on. So let's start by asking for help, and I don't understand anything at all over here and it doesn't make sense at all. And even this doesn't make sense to me, but I think what my house help said meant is that if the data just goes missing, then that just means that we've received it. That by we I mean the backend code. So let's just see. So you can see this is a customized message that I'm getting because I have not filled in the correct information about my name. Now let's do the same thing again. As you can see, it's different, but it's exactly the same thing, the same message, but just on a different pane. So let's also put another title in Swahili, and if we do exactly the same thing, as you can see, again we have the same thing, we have the same issues. So let me just put in my number. Well, that's not my real number, it's just a fake number. So I'm gonna do that again, and as you can see, this is how it's working, but this is actually in Swahili. So not even a backend function is in English. I've changed everything to be in Swahili, and also this repeated thing is actually just to emphasize that Momtele just wants everyone to be very good and very well, like not sick. And let's just make this some information. I'm just gonna quickly copy paste the same thing again and again, and we send that. Now, as I said over here, this message over here emphasizes that once the data goes missing, it's actually being received with the administrator. So let's quickly just, I don't really remember the source. I think it's index. It's not HR, but it's HT. So let me just confirm that. Okay, so for the time being, I'm just going to get into an administrator here to see whether or not the requests are working out pretty well. As I said before, we have this authentication so that there are no problems whatsoever in the administrator, and also editing if somebody decides to hack the website. So in the Swahili requests, you see in raw data, we should have the extra data. I'm just going to delete both of these, and the best part is that since I'm logged in, there's really nothing to worry about at all. Now we do exactly the same thing for English. Even in English it's exactly the same thing, but now everything makes sense. Also, as you can see, this was exactly the same thing but in Swahili when we were in the Swahili page. So I'm going to do exactly the same thing, and I'm going to make it a bit realistic this time. I need help because I ran out of money. Oh my, because I ran out of money. So let's just quickly copy that and paste it all onto the page, and let's quickly send the request and see whether or not that works. And as you can see, it does work pretty well. Now you might be wondering that the time in which the refresh takes, it's pretty longer, and that's because of the kind of rules, the authentication rules which I put on the Firebase database. Otherwise, if I didn't do that, it would be pretty easy. So that's basically the reason behind why it's taking so long for the reload and all of the information to be excavated from the Firebase database. So yeah, that's it. Alright, thank you. And it makes sense now how my input is also very secure at high end. Now the next thing that I'm going to do is ensure that the input is also authorized, because if somebody ends up hacking Momtele, they'll actually be able to input data into any one of those databases without having to get authenticated. So I'm going to just fix that before doing anything else, and I'll probably do that by tomorrow.